Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Scaling for Success. I am here today with AJ, and I know we are talking about successful businesses, profitable operations, and how, in this particular case, AJ, with your expertise, how the marketing pieces support. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to dive into authentic and effective marketing.
Yeah, so I'm AJ. I run a strategic marketing consultancy for e-commerce brands, so people that sell online here in the UK, working with clients all over the world. And yeah, love what I do, love helping people understand that marketing isn't a throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, but there's actually a strategic process that actually has a beneficial outcome.
I love that. And you and I just offside to the camera before it started rolling. We were talking about the hard sell and
Yep.
authenticity in marketing. And so let's talk about that. How do you remain authentic and you don't go into sell, sell, sell? I mean, I remember the Slap-O-Matic guy, the commercials, late night TV, very entertaining to watch. It was very good, but I would never personally market that way. How do we know how to do this stuff?
So I think authenticity comes back to what is your purpose, what is your mission, and then trying to craft examples around that of why people should care. I think it's very easy to be, I think in certain businesses it's easy to be transactional. So if you're selling a car, you mainly buy a car every 5 years, right? So therefore it's easy to not have to be purpose driven. It's easy to be tactically driven or therefore the sell, buy, makes more sense. Even though both of us know that that's puts you at a disadvantage because people actually care that you stand for something,
Yeah.
right? The thing we talk about quite often behind the scenes is Bentley cars. I think Bentley cars marketing has two functions. It's marketing for people that are going to buy today, and marketing for people that are going to buy in 20 years' time, i.e., people like me. Well, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. It's going to happen this year. It's going to happen this year.
Hey, it's good to have dreams and goals, okay?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Um,
So
and
go ahead.
and 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 therefore, I think companies like Bentley or Harrods or Rolls Royce or Ritz Carlton have understand that they need to do marketing that's authentic, that sells an experience, sells a dream today, but also that sells a dream for 5 years' time, and that they can be congruent within that because they're selling a purpose.
I feel like, and it could be a total impression, so you can tell me if I'm completely wrong. It feels more like in the last 5 to 10 years, there is more purpose-driven marketing and more, hey, I'm trying to be my authentic self showing up compared to what it was maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago, where it was more, um, here's the message, here's the product, here's the features and benefits of what you're going to get. And so now it's more, this is what the company stands for versus here's the features and benefits. Is that true?
Yeah, and I think they really started in the 80s with the Body Shop. I don't know if are you aware of that? Right, okay,
I
cool.
love the Body Shop. It was very
You love the
sad.
Body Shop.
Yes.
Well, but it's a great case story because as they deviated from their core mission, their core purpose, and sought profits, they then went bust because they had no differentiation. So it's actually a great business case study in terms of what actually happened. Um. So anyway, that's
That actually really brings up for me a couple of different cases where the original founder of the company
yes,
had
yes,
a vision, had a purpose, had a why.
yep,
And then over time, either they passed away, they passed on, there was a
yep.
succession at some point, and then the new management came in and maybe it wasn't as congruent with
No,
how and the why the company began. And Body Shop is an example of that. It's just one of many. Um, because if I recall correctly on the story, although the Body Shop still does exist, Canada,
yes,
US, it's certainly much, much less. but absolutely they've gone more to the traditional side of things, as
Yep.
opposed to we are here for, less impact on the environment, and all
Mm.
these other messages that they used to have.
Yep.
And I
Yeah.
feel like that happened right around the time that the founder passed away.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there's a great book written by the former HR director of Walmart, who was HR towards the end of Sam Walton's life. And he said the moment Sam Walton died, the atmosphere and the culture changed completely, because people got that Sam Walton was there and was doing things with a purpose, versus the guy who then took over from him, who was just a suit. And I think
Mm.
that's very, very telling if you look at Walmart from what it was to what it is now. Um, and I also think, another, so the sequel to Body Shop is Lush. Have you heard of
Really?
Lush Cosmetics? So Lush Cosmetics was started by Mark Constance, who was a former director of the Body Shop.
Oh, I did not know that.
You did not know that. But if you look at what Lush Cosmetics are doing, they're anti-pet testing, they're anti-hunting, they're anti, they're pro-climate change, they got loads of ethical standpoints. They're trying to use natural ingredients, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of their ethos is germinated from the Body Shop.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm watching this video. I'm
Yes,
listening to the great stories and seeing, okay, we've got Bentley
indeed.
and Body Shop and Sam Walton from Walmart, and
Yep.
I was thinking about Steve Jobs as well, and how
Steve
he
Jobs,
left
yeah.
and
Yeah.
back, because there were a lot of different things that had to happen there. And so I'm thinking about my own brand, my own company.
Yeah.
What can I do to make sure that I'm being authentic when I'm doing the creation of my marketing strategy?
So really define what it is that you do and why you do it. And so it doesn't matter if you are selling, computers, but you're selling computers because you believe that you can help the average small business to sell, to facilitate, their growth in their CRM system through using you as a supplier, right? Or you are selling, luxury experience tools, but you're doing it because you're actually experiencing the tools, and then you're reselling the experience that you've had to other people. And so for me, it really comes back to define what you stand for. Then the next thing is to define what your clients want to hear you talk as. And that also means defining what they don't want to hear you talk like. And so part of the exercise that I talk people through oftentimes is going, and there's a blog post on audaciouscommons.com where we talk about brand style guidelines, is figuring out, right, if we stand for X, how do we want to talk? How don't we want to talk? How our customer want us to talk to them? How do they not want us to talk to them? And if you consider those four questions, however basic they may seem, and you start to write down lists or phraseologies, you then start to actually move towards a subset of vocabulary that actually resonates and actually keeps you authentic. Because the moment you start to struggle, you can go back to that list.
Mm, it's a really good point. Sounds like a word cloud in my
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
simplistic terminology. Okay.
yeah.
I love that. That's fantastic. AJ, thank you for joining us today. I know we're going to be talking again to you. Um, we'll see you in the next video.
Fantastic.